Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well and that you've been able to enjoy this beautiful weather that we've been having, even if you've only been able to sit on your front porch for a little bit. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing the beginning of section 13.5, the law of sines. First and foremost, what the law of sines does is it allows us to use that button on our calculator, use that function for more than just right triangles. It allows us to analyze and solve acute triangles and obtuse triangles now. Alright, so it can be very helpful setting up these proportions using the law of sines to solve for the missing values that we want. So I'm going to draw out my triangle here. Alright, could be any triangle, A, B, C. The capital letters, as you might recall from geometry, are used for the angles, and the little letters are for the opposite sides. Alright, so angle A is going to be opposite of side A, angle B is going to be opposite of side B, and angle C is going to be opposite of side C. So I can set up these proportions. I can have any four pieces here. So the sine of angle A over side A equals the sine of angle B over side B equals the sine of C over side C. And one of the things that we can do is we can take the reciprocal and we can flip the entire proportion. There's a property that allows us to do that. So A over the sine of A, B over the sine of B, and C over the sine of C. So you might not have all 6 pieces of information. That'd be a pointless problem if you did. So you're going to have 3 pieces. You're going to have some combination of 3 pieces, and you're going to have to use your knowledge about triangles and the fact that the angles all add up to 180 degrees, and then you're going to need to use the law of sines to fill in the other pieces. Now, one tip that I want to go ahead and throw your way is that if you've got, let's say you've got angle A, you've got angle B, and you've got side B. What you want to do is use this proportion versus this one. You want to keep that unknown up in the numerator. So even if you set it up and that unknown is in the denominator, just go ahead and take the reciprocal of the whole thing and write out that line of work. So let's go ahead and look at example 1. They want us to solve the triangle. So they give us angle C is 107 degrees, angle B is 25 degrees, and side B is 15. Alright, so this is fantastic because they give us one full set, so I know that I have that part of the proportion. And then they go ahead and give us angle C. So what I want to do is always draw out what you can because it's helpful to visualize it. So I've got this triangle. Let's go ahead and say that this is angle C, this is 107, this is angle B, this is 25. And mathematically, using your knowledge about the angles of a triangle, you should be able to figure out what angle A is. So I'm going to go ahead and write the measure of angle A equals 180 minus 107 plus 25. And typing that in my calculator, or evaluating it by hand, you should get angle A is 48 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and write my new information on the triangle here, 48. Alright, so I've got angle A, and then I should be able to go forward with setting up these proportions and using the law of sines. So I do have an angle, and then I've got my other angle, so I'm going to want to use this set of the law of sines, this set of proportions, because my unknowns are my sides, and I want those sides up top. So here is one proportion that I need to set up. Go ahead and attack C first. So I've got my side over the sine of my angle equals side C over the sine of 107. Alright, and then the next one that I need to set up for angle A is I'm still going to use, so this is what I used to set this up, and then I'm going to want to use this piece of the proportion to solve for angle A. So before I do that, how do I solve for side C? Well, if it were any other fraction, if it were C over 2, I'm dividing by 2, so I undo that by multiplying by 2. Here it's just a couple letters different. Alright, I'm still going to want to multiply by what I'm dividing by. So I multiply each side by the sine of 107. Sine of 107. Alright, so when I type this into my calculator, I'm going to go ahead and erase this work up top. When I type this into my calculator, I know that these cancel out, so I don't have to worry about that side. So I have 15 times the sine of 107 divided by the sine of 25. All right, and that's going to give me little side C. And then you're going to do a very similar thing. The only difference here is that you're going to still be using side B and angle B, and you're just swapping out that 107 for the 48. All right, now your final answers here, when you type it all into your calculator, you should be getting side C should end up equaling 33.9, just about. It is rounded. And side A here is going to be 26.4, approximately. All right, so that only covers example 1. There's lots of different ways to use the law of sines, and please make sure to watch the next video and continue this lesson. If you guys have any questions, always feel free to email me and ask. I hopefully will see you guys soon. Good luck.